Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, the world has figured out a way of getting rid of snoring permanently. That's right, because everyone who's going to live on and breed are going to have, like, the genes to not snore, because all the snoring people are going to die. Why is that? Because the movie is A Quiet Place Part 2.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another year of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Yes. The Year of Infamy! In more ways than one. My goodness, you thought 2020 was a fuck show. Anyways, here we are. Tonight. The first episode. And as you may know or may not have known, I did a stream, a while back. Maybe it wasn't a while back from when I'm recording this, but that the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror is going to work a little bit differently this month. Instead of having to go day by day and kill myself with all kinds of work and stress and God knows things going on, not just, in here, but out there. Anyways, I have chosen for my sanity and my health to pre-record pretty much all of it, maybe most of it, maybe not all of it, I don't know. But to continue to keep the streak of years with the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror alive, I need to do this. And I'm sorry if that will piss some people off and people will leave and thumbs down. I don't care. I have to do this. Otherwise, I will die and then you wouldn't get anything anyway. So tonight, I thought I would lead off with the first movie that I watched in a theater after theaters came back. And honestly, theaters had come back for a while, but I have just been like, I don't know if I want to watch that. I don't know if I want to watch that. I don't know if I want to watch that. And finally, it's like, okay, my birthday is coming around, and my brother and his wife wanted to take me out to see a movie, and so the movie that we watched was A Quiet Place Part 2. Now, A Quiet Place Part 2, if you don't know, is the sequel to A Quiet Place. Without the Part 1, basically, but I guess we're going to refer that to Part 1 now. Anyways, if you know me, that movie was highly liked by me, and actually was in the top 5 of my favorite films of the year that it came out, which is about 2018, 2019, 2018. Anyways, so A Quiet Place Part 2, what is it all about? Well, it actually begins before A Quiet Place 1 starts. Yes, we get a glimpse at basically 0 hour, day 1 of the alien invasion or accidental alien, whatever, alien incursion, whatever you want to call it. The aliens show up. And this is kind of an interesting little thing that happens. It kind of gives us a glimpse of the life that the characters had lived before. They have to remain silent forever, and is interesting. Plus, it's also important because it introduces us to a character that's integral to the plot of A Quiet Place Part 2. So, anyways, we get that, and then boom! We are now right where Quiet Place left off. Yes, the family, and I'm going to try to be as little spoilery-ish as I can about the first movie as well as this one. But anyways, so it takes place right after Quiet Place Part 1. And those who have survived are now left in a situation where they can't stay at their home. There's flooding, there's fire, they just can't. So they embark out towards an area where they saw some smoke signals. It seemed like it was smoke signals. Anyways, that the father was exchanging with another character. and they go and find, of course, this sort of not warehouse, factory type of or foundry type place, whatever it is, and where there we meet another character that, of course, we had the introduction to in the beginning, because come on, we can't check off gun a character in the beginning of the movie and then just not have it be an important situation in the latter half. Anyways, so of course they meet up, and of course he's like, no, you can't stay, I've lost everything, you gotta go. It's like, no, look, we have a baby. And it's like, oh my god, okay, whatever. Anyways, so there is a broadcast that is happening, and it is, what was it, the song, like, somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, and anyways, something like that. And the daughter has come to her attention that this might be actually a message, which brings to mind how kind of stupid that is, because if you're trying to get people to get to a place beyond the sea, and you decide that the best way to do it is not just have someone go, hey, guess what, we have survivors, it's on this island, please come over here and you'll be safe, as opposed to some cryptic classical song from, I don't know, like the 50s or the 60s, maybe even the 40s, I don't know. Anyways, so she gets it in her mind that she's going to go and find out this place. And of course she goes off because mom doesn't like, no. And of course, she's gone, and so they're like, dude, man, we found who we know is a family friend of ours from the beginning of the movie. Look, you have to go find her, and you have to go get her. And of course, so he embarks out to get her, and of course the family has to stay home, but the oxygen tanks for the baby is running low because the baby needs oxygen, because they put her in a soundproof box that's probably airtight, and the baby will cry and make noise, and they can't have that because then all the monsters will come and kill them. By the way, if you haven't seen A Quiet Place 1 and you don't know what I'm talking about, here's where I'm going to say there is a world full of monsters that are attracted to sound, and when they hear it, they will come after you, and then they will do something. What that something is, we actually never really know. I mean, it ends with you dying, but is it they just beat you to death? Because it doesn't look like they're eating people. I don't see like pieces of people, blood splattering everywhere. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's not pleasant. No one wants to have it happen to them. So anyway, so that's why they have to keep the kids silent. That's why they need the oxygen tanks, which means that she's got to leave and get oxygen tanks, and that puts her at risk. And then whoever's left alone with the baby is put at risk. And of course, the guy going after the daughter's put at risk, and the daughter's at risk going on this adventure. And we don't know if there's actually a place, because I mean, really, if they were smart, they would be saying, hey, come over here, as opposed to play a song. So it could just be that there's a song on repeat at a radio station that was abandoned. So, the mother logic there is actually pretty sound. Yeah, that sounds like a stupid idea if that's like some sort of cryptic message. Anyways, so that's where we are. The man has to find the daughter. The mother has to get oxygen and pills and other supplies for her family. One of the survivors has to protect the baby. So you can see where we are. This is where the movie creates its tension, its moments, and let's get to the scores, because I'm not going to tell you any more, so that way you can be pleasantly surprised or disappointed, depending on how you want to look at this movie when you watch it. So, moving to violence and gore, I am going to give this a 2 out of 5. Look, the most violence that happens in this movie is like kind of like a fist fight, struggle type of thing. It's just not, this movie is not blood. This movie is not bloody. It is not nasty. It is not gross. Yes, sure, there's this threat of violence, and everything that happens, like death-wise, pretty much, happens off screen or behind a car, or you just don't know. And that's why I said earlier, we're not sure if these guys are eating the people or just beating them up or whatever. You know, they want things to be quiet, so maybe they just beat the shit out of everybody. I don't know, but you don't see it, and that's kind of a sad face thing. And so I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. I mean, you know, there's violence here, but there's not really a lot of blood. So, moving on. Shock value, 2 out of 5. There are some... This movie, the bread and butter of this movie and the first movie is the tension that it creates. And there are some good shock moments in this movie, some very good tension moments, and the boom that hits you, but they are not... I don't want to say. I guess you know, this isn't like a jump scare-orama type of movie, and there's not really anything that like happens that you're like, oh my god, wow, what the? So the shock value, I'm just gonna say 2 out of 5. Moving on to plot. Plot is 3 out of 5. Look, I like the idea, but some of the execution, like I said, some of the things don't quite make sense. There is some kind of Deus ex machina type moments going on. There are some plot conveniences happening. However, the fundamentals of the plot is sound and is definitely above average, if not maybe a little kind of like Dragon Ball Z in the way that there is not like, the story is quite small. Everything that happens in that small space is a lot, and there's, you know, complexity in that. But in the end, you're spending a lot of time to basically move the overarching story just a tiny little bit. So anyways, 3 out of 5. Still solid. Still very solid. Acting, this is where the movie shines. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. It probably would have been a 5 out of 5, but toward the end there were some questionable acting performances by people that I thought were probably a lot more reliable when I've seen them act, but just just things that went, I'm like, I think you're overdoing it a little bit there, dude. But overall, Emily Blunt, Cillian Murphy, everyone for the most part does a great job. And you know, it's kind of hard because it's a very silent movie, so you have to emote with your eyes and your face and your body language. And so I think they do a great job. And when you're able to talk, then it seemed like some of it just kind of fell apart a bit, but whatever. 4 out of 5, still very good, very solid. Nudity, 0 out of 5. You know, it's a PG-13 movie. It's you know, you're not going to get blood, you're not going to get guts, you're not going to get titties, and honestly, I just don't see where you get any in this situation, unless, you know, you had ancillary, you know, porno mag spreads in the background here or there or something. I don't know. Anyway, 0 out of 5. So sorry, no bonus points. Enjoyment factor, I am going to give this a solid 3.5 out of 5. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first movie. Like I want to say, there's the problem of the actual overarching story, because at the end of the movie I'm like, okay, you know, we got to a point, but it feels like the overall narrative didn't really expand that much. And then we still have the kind of hanging questions of, okay, well, now we're here, but we have all this kind of dangling loose ends that, I mean, sure, I guess we'll tie up in part 3 maybe, but it felt a little flat at the end, and a little kind of like, okay, this was it? And so, yeah, there was a bit of a disappointment there. However, overall, I really enjoyed the movie. Very solid performances, very tense, and so I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5. My overall impression is also a 3.5 out of 5. It is a movie that, especially if you like the first one and you just kind of want to continue to be in that world and see kind of like them going a little further with the movie, but I would say it's definitely worth a watch. It definitely hits the tension. Oh my goodness! Poor Mako. Poor Mako. Is this an omen? Is this a bad omen? This could be a bad omen. And a better tomorrow, 1 and 2 fell over. Okay. Anyways, that was kind of scary. But there you go. It was like that. This is where the scares come in this movie, is just the tension, the nervousness, the uneasy feeling. The like, oh, come on, hurry, do this, hurry, do that, hurry, escape that, you know, that, this, and that. So, anyways, really cool. Solid 3.5 out of 5, which averages out to a 2.6 out of 5. You gotta get those bonus points. Man, I really wish there was some more blood. Some, like, you know, some, like a monster just rip someone in half. Come on, just rip someone in half. Chew their face off. I don't know, their face does this, or their head goes, like, these things, and, like, it would be great. It'd be like a circular buzzsaw thing. I don't know. Anyways. So, that's it. Quiet Place Part 2. And I think, you know, I like it. Not as good as A Quiet Place Part 1. I wish they did some other things, but overall, enjoyable, worth the money, and of course, look, I purchased it on Blu-ray, 4K, so there you have it. So, A Quiet Place Part 2, tell me what you think. Have you seen it? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? What did you feel about this movie? And as always, thank you for watching another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, and I hope that you have a safe and happy Halloween season. And until next time, I will see you later. And remember to stay quiet. And also, if you're, you know, you have a safe haven, and you want people to show up, then have a message that says, hey, there's a safe haven here. Show up, please. Humanity will live on here. Don't, like, be like some, like, ooh, we're gonna be smart because, I don't know. The bad people will also figure out things too. I mean, come on. Anyways, till next time, stay scary, Internet.